Good morning. Let's go finish spraying soybeans today. So we got to get some chemicals around, load it up, and then go over and get our sprayer and heading to Berky this morning. Well, this is going to take forever. That is draining real slow. Fortunately, there's not a lot in there, so I don't even know if we'll get these 3 jugs full. Okay, what else can I work on while I'm waiting for this? Dad just left. He's taking the fuel trailer down to the sprayer, and he's actually going to take the sprayer to Berky for me, which is super generous of him. I'm going to finish getting chemicals around, load them up into the pickup, and then take that down to Berky. So the Miravis shuttle is officially empty. I've rinsed it out. We have 3 jugs of rinsate there that we'll just throw in to use up. We've got 3 full jugs, so we'll use that up for one of the loads, and then I'm going to have to use my A-Frame Plus for the rest of the beans down there. So that is the plan. Now, I have heard that we have a field or 2, or some edges, that have some mare's tail and some weeds coming down there. So we're going to take 10 gallons of Liberty with us, glufosinate. I don't want to spray that on beans with fungicide, but it could be done to clean up some edges if necessary. So if we have it, we can use it. If we don't have it, we can't use it. So we're going to take it. I'm pretty sure I've got everything I need on there, probably plus some. Oh, I need 1 more jug of insecticide. We're going to have quite a concoction of the different mixes and stuff going on here because that's the way it worked out. So we still have, well, we got 2 different fungicides. We'll have 1 load of 1 fungicide and then 2.5 loads of a different fungicide. So those are on there. We're going to have 2 different insecticides because I'm running out of the Indigo. So we're going to use some generic Warrior for the rest of it. That's what I need another jug of. And then we've got 2 different additive trial products that we're going to put in partial loads because I don't have enough to do 80-acre loads. And then I've got that Liberty enough to do 40 acres or half a load. And we need the AMS for that, and we need some surfactant for that. And I got my source. We got all kinds of stuff. It'll be quite a mix. That's all right. We're going to load this up in the truck and head to Berky and get it sprayed. Made it to the Berky farm here. Dad's not here with the sprayer yet, but he can't be too far behind. So we're getting stuff set up. So we have these 4 water tanks out here, 2,500 gallon tanks, that we collect rainwater off our off of our roofs. There you go, another one. Yeah, so it comes down through the downspouts and then they're all connected at the bottom and we can let them all fill. So, that's what we've got for a water supply. We're getting our pump and hose set up here. I got the chemicals set there. We'll kind of unstack that pallet a little bit, get stuff sorted out like we want it. When I was down here with the drone before I went on vacation, I broke the handle on my hose here that we use to fill the sprayer. So I have some other handles. I need to change that. Right on time. Just got that handle switched. So we've got this tractor sitting here, the 8R, still hooked up to our anhydrous applicator, which is cleaned up and ready to be unhooked. We still have a little oil puddle under it. Now it doesn't seem to be getting a lot worse sitting here, so I don't know how bad it's leaking, but Dad offered to drive this back to Waldron for me. So I'm going to let him. That would be great. Help me out a lot. So, we're going to get it unhooked so he can take it and go and we'll decide whether we need to get it back to a dealer, run it for a little bit. I don't know what to do with it. But we're going to get it back closer to home to start with. Well, maybe we're not going to do that. I forgot. She's empty. We got to bring the fuel trailer down here before we can take this back. So, yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, well, we got that anhydrous applicator unhooked. Dad's actually going to go and get 10 gallons of diesel and dump it in that tractor so he can take it home. So whatever, that'll work. I'm going to load the sprayer up and we're going to go spray. We need to open some valves here. We're going to start on the far tank. Actually, no, we're going to start on the close tank. These ones are easier to fill. So we'll take out of these and empty them and work our way the other way. All right, we were loaded up and going to the first field. This is the field we were pulling into 2 years ago, almost to the day, when a car hit me. So we're gonna watch real close, make sure we got our turn signal on, and watch our cameras. That was stressful, but we made it. Coming down this road, the roundabout, down there on the corner, we come around that, and then we run the half mile to the other end of the field here. And there was a lady running on the side of the road of the field, so I gotta make a left turn. She's running down the road towards where I need to turn. And then there's a car coming from the other way who doesn't want to pass the lady running and me at the same time, so he just stops in the middle of the road. And then I got a dump truck coming behind me. So yeah, as soon as we got past the car that decided to stop, I pulled over to the center of the road and put the turn signal on so nobody could pass me. And we made it. But it was iffy for a second. Well, let's spray some beans. These beans look fantastic. So these are double back planted 15-inch rows. Planted them with a 30-inch row corn planter twice to get 15s, and they look great. Yeah, these beans look unbelievable. They're tall, they filled the rows out really well. Like I was in the right spot when we were planting. We don't have any 30-inch row gaps, at least not that we can see. So they've really almost closed the rows from the post-emerge herbicide pass, and it's a little hard to see where we're supposed to be, but we'll get there. Let's see. Yeah, so we've got all our row spacing stuff going on down here to Berky. Most of it's the other group of fields. This field here is kind of by itself, and everything else is 3 miles that way. And so you'll see the different patterns, and we'll see what those diamonds look like at this point. But yeah, everything seems to be going pretty good. We have a Anderson's product in the tank here. That's that Aero Nourish that they gave me. I think it's supposed to have gone on with a drone, but shouldn't make any difference. And I had enough to do 80 acres, so we put it in on this tank. And we're spraying out our Miravis, last of the Miravis Neo. We've got, what else? Our Indigo. We have a little bit more of that. And then this is almost the last of the Source as well. So we're going to try and be as consistent as possible on the other fields because I don't want to screw up my row spacing studies. All right, we're back to the farm. I just got reloaded. We've got a half load in here. Yeah, I brought that Liberty, and we've got a couple of perimeters and a small field that have some weeds coming. So only enough to do half of it, but or half of a load, 40 acres worth. That's what we've got mixed up, and we're gonna go spray that and then come back and we'll have 2 full loads to finish it. Well, this is what we're talking about here. See along that edge, all those giant ragweeds there, a little out here, there's one there. There are a few peppered throughout this field. There's only like 13 acres here, so we'll do this, and then across the road there we've got a few around the edges. Weed control here is not as good as the stuff at home. Back to Waldron, I don't know. Now this field is 30-inch rows, so that's probably a contributing factor, but there's some in the non-30-inch rows as well. You guys remember that check valve cap that we had to put on the other day? It just blew off again. I watched it happen. I was turning and I looked out, and all of a sudden, poof, on this end of this boom. Why is that happening? Threads must be getting bad. I need to replace the whole nozzle body. I don't know if I have another one. I was trying to find it. It happened right here, but I don't see it anywhere. So, fortunately, there's a John Deere dealer a half a mile that way. And no guarantees, but they should have one. So I'll go look in our parts box here and see if I do have another one. If we do, great. If not, we'll have to fold the sprayer up and just drive it right to the store for some parts. Ah, look at that. Whole nozzle body right here. Cool. Now maybe I should just change the whole thing. So these nozzle bodies just clamp over the stainless steel tube. And there's a hole in the bottom and an O-ring. Take the old one off. Put the new one on. I already moved the nozzles over. Got a new screw. Tighten it down. Doesn't take much to change them. And that should fix our problem. Finished that field across the road. Now we're going to jump here and we're going to just do 3 sides of the perimeter. And then we're going to do 3 sides of the perimeter of the south field and see where we're at. And because I'm not going to put the herbicide in on the rest of them, I don't have any. And the weeds are the worst on the edges, so that's what we're going to focus on right now. This pass is particularly weedy out here. No good. I'll be honest, these 30-inch rows are not impressing me here at Berky. Everybody in my post said, just plant the 30s, just forget about it. Well, so far they look the worst. Now we'll see. We got diamonds over there and we got splits over there, so we'll see if those are any better. There are weeds in those as well. In general, these beans just, I don't know, they're kind of meh. They don't look great. The first field we sprayed was much better, and that one was fall chisel plowed, spring field cultivated, had a little tillage done. Okay, well, we got the worst areas. We'll get most of this pass. We're down to 60 gallons in the tank, so about what I wanted. There's a little wild carrot out here, which I have not seen a lot of, but my chemical guy, when he was here, was that yesterday? The day before yesterday, was talking about it being bad this year. So that's interesting that now I'm seeing it here. But yeah, we should get most of these weeds cleaned up, at least where it's reasonable. There's a few across the road. So this is our diamond planted field. You really can't see it from right here. We got to get out the next pass before we'll be able to see anything, and I don't know if we're going to be able to see it anyway. That field is our split planted 15-inch rows, and then the one across where we just were is the 30s. All right, we are reloading here, relatively full load. It won't be quite 1,200. I don't quite have enough fungicide for 2 full loads, but we don't need that, so we're going to put 1,000 gallons in on this one, be like 67 acres worth or something. Our pile is significantly smaller. We've got, using up the intake jugs, the Liberty jugs, the one foliar stuff, so not putting that much in here. Basically, we've got our A-frame plus, we've got our insecticide, which is fantastic too. So we've got a bag of some foliar stuff there, dry powder that we're going to add halfway through this tank, which I don't love because of the way we're doing it, but it's okay. All right, last load. Anna called me, so I was on the phone when we finished that field up, but we got it. All our stuff cleaned up, pump put away. We got 1 jug to take with us, and we'll go finish this up. So we're not going to have quite enough to spray everything, but we'll get really close because we've already got perimeters of both of these 2 fields done. So this one's our diamond pattern field. It's crazy. It looks like 30s and then it's not 30s, and I don't know if it has any benefit to it, but yeah, it is what it is. So we'll finish this one and then we'll jump out and do as much as we can in the 30-inch row field. We'll be done spraying beans. All right, well, here's our last field. We got 300 gallons or so. We'll get a fair bit of it. Right here, the 30s don't look too bad, although we can see ground. Like, they're not canopied and it's August, so I don't love that at all. The 30-inch row beans back to Waldron that we planted on the plot field and the irrigated field look much better than this. I don't know. They don't look great. Now, I'm not getting out and looking at them. I should do that. But just in general, these beans are shorter. Actually, here's what I'm finding, just from the sprayer seat, right? So, from the sprayer seat, it appears to me that the first field we did this morning looks fantastic. Those beans are awesome. Now, those beans were double planted, split row. Whoop. Double planted split row, so they were on 15-inch rows, but you know, where I planted 30s twice, basically. They were also, we did fall tillage, ran the chisel plow through the corn stalks or our disc ripper, 2730, and then we hit them with the field cultivator in the spring, so they were a full tillage program. The rest of these fields, as far as the row spacing goes, the split row stuff over there looks the best. The 30s and the diamond pattern, neither one of them look great. The diamond may be slightly better than the 30s, just a little bit more canopied. I can see less ground. But I don't really like either one of these. All 3 row spacings, no-till, look far worse than where we did tillage.
Combine will tell the story this fall, but that's what it looks like to me from the sprayer seat. They're also very rough. These no-till fields are not smooth like the stuff that we at least ran our disc over. You find the ruts from last year, or the cornstalk rows, or whatever, especially turning on the ends. But I have a feeling they're going to look pretty ragged after we combine them, and we're not going to get a great smooth cut with the bean head. We'll see, but that's my guess. All right, we're done spraying. So since Dad took the tractor back, that means the pickup is still here. I'm going to take it back. We will come and get the sprayer, not today, maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday, I don't know. We're pretty well done spraying beans. There's another field of beans that could get done. Again, I don't know that it really needs to be here, but it's always good to have a check, right? Which we have a few of those anyway, some split fields, but yeah. Anyway, we do need to get double crop beans sprayed with some herbicide soon to kill the volunteer weed off. The weeds are starting to come in there. I need to spray the muck pockets again with the drone, with some manganese and with some Liberty. So there's other spraying to do, but we're pretty well caught up where the pressure's not on anymore. So it's 1:15. I'm gonna go grab some lunch and we'll head back to home and move some dirt this afternoon. That's a really nice log there. That one on the bottom right. Drop that one off at the farm. Made it back to Waldron here. We got the 8430. We're gonna hook up a scraper. I gotta take the hammer strap off on the hitch, the closest part. So we're gonna do that in the shop here, and then we'll go get our scraper hooked up. 3 bolts. Takes that whole thing off. Put it over here where we won't lose it. Well, the Rouse, actually this one's not very old. We haven't used it much, as you can tell, because there's a lot of paint on it yet. If I was doing a big project where we were moving a lot of dirt, we would take this up to the shop and go through it thoroughly. We're not, so we're making sure there's air in the tires and everything moves, and we're gonna go to work. Now, the trick here is figuring out where do we want to pull dirt from. I don't really want to dig a hole, but I want good ground. I don't want stuff off the top of the knob. But Dad might move some dirt once he gets these trees and everything cleared off to level some stuff up. So I think we're going to kind of go on the side of this slope here. We're going to scrape the top layer with the residue off and pile it to the side. And then we're going to take a couple of loads out of here and then we'll layer the stuff that we're scraping off. Oh, do we have a stop in? Must be a cylinder stop in there somewhere. Yeah, these stops. Hit on that. Why in the world? Those are like shipping stops. Huh, wonder why they're in there. All right, well, I don't have the tools to do it, so we'll go back to the farm. There, we moved them from there to there. Now it should work. I checked that it moved. It moved up. I didn't check that it moved down. It did not move down. Okay, let's try this again. And then I'm gonna put the camera down until I know what the heck I'm doing. Get the hang of it. Oh, that filled up fast. Okay. All right, yep, okay. Okay. We're getting the hang of it. I got a fair bit scraped off here where there's not much residue and piled it over there. We are in Ohio and not Illinois and Iowa here, so we aren't dealing with 3 foot of black topsoil. We got 6 inches to deal with. So I'm taking 3 off. We're gonna take the other 3, put it in the yard, and put the 3 back on. That's the goal here. Shallow, long cuts, not short, deep cuts. Oh, that was not what we wanted at all. Okay, I said I was getting the hang of it. I lied. What? We gouged. Yes. Oh well. Oh, we're getting better. We're getting better. So my job is just to pile it in here. I got somebody else coming to finish leveling it off and grading it. So I'm trying to keep it as close to the concrete as reasonably possible. That way it's easier to pull it down the hill than it is push it up the hill.
I think I've got enough dirt moved up by the house. I did 5 loads. That's 45, 50 yards of dirt. That's a fair bit. So we're going to try and fill back our hole. I had to scrape some more residue off, so I used that to fill in these first couple passes that we had already taken dirt out of, and now we're scooping up that first stuff and going to move it back basically where it came from, or just over from where it came from. And it's not going to be perfect here, but it'll at least be close enough to level that we can run the disc through here and level it off, and then when we run the ripper through later this fall, it won't be noticeable anymore. There, you can barely tell we were here. Something like that. I am not a professional dirt mover. Never claimed to be, never tried to be. I just needed some dirt and I had the tools to do it. So we got her done and that will work. Next up, I need the 40-20. We got some planting to do, believe it or not. We got to get the old 2-row hooked back up. We need the 40-20 and the 2-row planter. We've got some soybeans to plant with it. So we got to grab a couple of soybean plates to throw in there, and we'll go do that. So we're going to plant some beans. I'll tell you more about that in just a second. But we got to change our plates on our planter. So we're going to pull out... got it. Pull out our 40 cell Promax 40s and put in the 108 cell soybean plates. 2-hand job. Oh, got it. Okay. So I'll have to do some math to figure out what our seeding rate is based on our gearing with that. I thought about trying to change out a sprocket, but I don't think we're going to. Because, yeah, too difficult to do. I don't have all the stuff I would need. But we might double plant and get to 15-inch rows, not that we really need to. So in this box over here, I have a bunch of small, like 2-pound soybean bags. And they all have different treatments on them. Like this one here has Bayer Channel Edge plus Elevo. So some competitive treatments. This one is Cruiser Max Apex. This one is Acceleron Prime Soybean Fungicide Insecticide plus Elevo. So, we're going to plant some strips of each of those, and then when we have our field day, you know, whenever that is, I don't really want to tell you because I don't need a bunch of random people showing up. I'm going to have enough people here as it is. But the beans will be seedlings, just emerging, small, you know, unifoliate leaf stage, somewhere in there. And we may or may not be able to see some differences in the treatment. They're all the same variety, so it's a demo. It's a visual talking point thing to have some small beans here in August when we're having a field day. We happen to have wheat stubble out back behind the seed warehouse. Makes it super convenient and easy to do this. Trying to figure out some gear ratios and figure out what my soybean population will be here. It's better than I thought. It's better than I thought it was going to be. According to Google AI, like I just started asking Google AI if I have. So what do we have on here? Let's go out to the planter and I'll show you. So we have a tire with a rolling circumference of 85 inches. We do know that. That is connected to a 12-tooth sprocket, which is connected to a 12-tooth sprocket. So that's a 1-to-1 ratio. We can basically eliminate that from our query because it doesn't matter. So what that essentially means is we have a 16-tooth sprocket driving a 50-tooth sprocket, which then drives our Pro Shaft gearboxes, which is a 28 to 19 gear ratio. So it's 28 input revolutions to 19 output revolutions, connected to a 108 cell plate. Given that, and Google AI's all those parameters, it tells me that on 30-inch rows, we're going to put out 125,000 seeds per acre. That's not so bad. That's actually pretty darn good. I thought we were going to be in like the 80,000 range just based on my simple calculation, but apparently not. I should ask it what it would be if it was a 40-cell plate, see if it comes up with the same answer that I thought we had. All right. So those population numbers seemed high. I asked it how many a 40-tooth cell would say, and it was like 44,000. I'm like, no, I calculated it out at 22,000. That's double. So then I asked Google AI, are you sure those numbers aren't doubled? And it says, oh, good catch. Those are doubled. Good thing you caught that. Like, You're supposed to catch this. That's what you're for. Like, what the heck is that? I tell you what, don't trust the AI, you guys. Don't trust it. It's not good. Anyway, it's actually like 62,000 is what our population is going to be. So if I double it up and plant 15-inch rows, then we're where we need to be. That's probably what we'll do. And really, the population isn't important here because all we're trying to do is show the emergence. And having some seeds out there will do that. So whatever. We're going to plant 4 rows. Down, turn around, come back, clean it out, put the next one in, and we're not even going that far, maybe 100 foot. I believe we are ready to go. All right, so we're gonna put in entry number 1, same variety in both. We just got these little bags. Number 1, untreated, simple. And we'll plan it out. Got our plates primed. That should work. Go plant. A little hard to see our rows, but I think that worked. 1, 2, 3, 4. We learned this morning that splitting 15s is better than angle planting 15s. We don't have a lot of choice here, but okay. We didn't really use that much of our seed, so now we got to clean that out and do the next one. How are we gonna clean that out? I guess we're gonna use the vacuum. We're just gonna dump the meters back into the bag. That'll be easier. Number 2, Apex. Plates are primed. Let's go. Entry number 4. The hardest part here is driving straight. Just lock the center of the tractor down a wheat row and go. Actually, the hardest part is splitting the rows coming back, because then you gotta be able to find the rows, which is hard. This ground is a little bit difficult to penetrate. I set our depth a notch deeper because I was seeing some beans on top of the ground. That seems to have helped some, but where there's heavy residue, it's a little hard to get them in the ground. Shot vac battery died. I can't plant without a vacuum. I knew that was going to happen. I only had a half charged 8 amp battery, so. All right, we're gonna go get a different one. Got a new battery. Now the question is, how far did we go before it died? Because I don't really want to double plant everything. You know, the same trench. So there's a bean. Just one. There's one. Might have been getting low by the time we got to here. We're just going to the top of this little ridge right here. There's a bean. There's a bean. Oh, there's some beans. So this one might not be so bad. Might not need to replant this. Yeah, see, I don't like all those on top of the ground, but it's hard. Not much I can do. All right. Okay, I think it started dying and we lost vacuum and weren't getting good population about halfway down here, so we'll just start from there. All right, that'll wrap that up. We got all 6 of them in. We'll clean the beans out of the planter one last time and we'll put this back on the pallet and put it away. Are you having fun? Yeah. Okay.